I'm Judy Woodruff on the NewsHour tonight. After the Supreme Court clears the way, parts of President Trump's controversial travel ban go into effect. Then Mr. Trump's latest attack on Twitter, aimed at a cable news anchor woman, brings sharp criticism for crossing the line of civility. And serving a healthcare desert, how one low-income community in California is using its local firehouse to provide affordable care.
Fire stations, firefighters are strategically located in every community. So we saw this as an existing but perhaps untapped resource to serve our patient population.
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by
economy for 160 years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
And by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, supporting science, technology, and improved economic performance and financial literacy in the 21st century.
Carnegie Corporation of New York, supporting innovations in education, democratic engagement, and the advancement of international peace and security at carnegie.org. And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
After months of legal and political wrangling, President Trump's executive order banning entry into the U.S. from 6 Muslim-majority countries goes into effect tonight. Earlier this week, the Supreme Court gave a partial green light to get started, ordering those with what it called bona fide family or business ties to the U.S. to be granted entry. Last night, the Trump administration laid out which connections count. And joining us to discuss these guidelines is Yagana Torbati. She covers the State Department for Reuters. Yagana, welcome back to the program. So what is the administration saying now about who is permitted in and who isn't?
Right. So from these 6 countries, and individuals who have certain family connections, so spouses, mothers, fathers, children, siblings, even step-siblings, they can be allowed in. The State Department is counting that as a bona fide connection. But if you're the grandparent of a U.S. citizen, for instance, or the grandchild, and you're trying to get in and you're a citizen from one of these 6 countries, that does not count in the State Department, in the U.S. administration's view.
And there was also a definition of business relationship.
Right. So if you're a student that has been accepted into a U.S. university, someone with an offer of employment from an American company, or even a lecturer coming into lecture at a conference, for instance, or university, you can be allowed in. But if you're someone who's just booked a hotel room or a tour or something like that, that does not count.
And what about those people who were in the process of trying to get a visa to come here?
So any individual who's been granted a visa, those visas are not going to be revoked. They're still valid, and they'll still be able to come into the United States. But there's thousands potentially of people who had applied for visas. They were waiting to hear back. Those individuals, we're not exactly sure, but I think that's going to be something that now consular officers will have to take into account these guidelines when they're assessing, are they actually going to give that visa to that person or not.
And Yagana, did the administration explain how it made this dividing line when it comes to family relationships?
It seems a little bit arbitrary from the outside. What the administration said today to reporters is that they looked at guidelines that they have from the Immigration Nationality Act, which is the main U.S. law that governs U.S. immigration, and they said that that is how they're going to assess, which family relationships count and which don't. Critics, of course, say that they're still hewing this line very narrowly. They're interpreting the Supreme Court ban narrowly, Supreme Court ruling narrowly, so that they can let in as few people as possible.
So we know this has been subject to litigation. Is it expected there are going to be more lawsuits, or does this settle it?
We haven't seen people in refugee groups or institutions like the ACLU running yet, saying that they're going to be suing over this or filing new complaints. It is certainly a possibility. One other thing to mention is that the administration seems to be very narrowly interpreting which refugees it's going to let in. It's saying that just having a relationship to a resettlement agency is not enough, and therefore any additional refugees that will be coming in this year will have to have some family relationship in the United States. The refugee groups are very upset about that. They think that that violates the spirit, or if not the letter, of the Supreme Court's order, and that's something that we're going to see if there's going to be litigation or not. It doesn't seem like, as of yet, there's been any complaints filed.
All right, Yagana Torbati with Reuters, thanks very much. This goes into effect tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yes.
We thank you.
Thank you.
And in the day's other news, Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives pushed through 2 bills on illegal immigration. One toughens prison terms for deportees who re-enter the U.S. illegally. The other blocks some federal funds to so-called sanctuary cities that refuse to assist federal immigration officials. The Secretary of Homeland Security and congressional Democrats traded arguments today over that second bill.
The word sanctuary calls to mind someplace safe, but too often for families and victims affected by illegal immigrant crime, sanctuary cities are anything but safe. Instead, these cities are places that allow some criminals go free, undermine federal law enforcement, and make our communities less safe.
A sanctuary city is a city that allows a mom to take her kid to school without being fearful that the principal will call Homeland Security on her. It allows a domestic violence victim the ability to go to the local precinct and report a batterer. It is a safety net for people that are part of our family.
The bills now move to the Senate, but it is not clear that either can pass there. Senate Republican leaders struggled again today to revise their health care reform bill and win enough Republican votes to pass it. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said there has been, quote, good progress. But Senator Susan Collins of Maine warned that the bill needs a major overhaul. Also today, further analysis by the Congressional Budget Office found the bill would cut federal Medicaid spending by 35% over 20 years. A top Vatican official, Cardinal George Pell, was charged today with sexual assault in his native Australia. He is the top financial advisor to Pope Francis and the highest-ranking Vatican official implicated in the long-running scandal of clergymen abusing children. Jonathan Miller of Independent Television News has our report.
Cardinal Pell is facing multiple charges in respect to historic sexual offences, and there are multiple complainants relating to those charges.
Last year, the former Archbishop of Melbourne and Sydney, who's now one of the Pope's top advisors, testified to a royal commission investigating child sex abuse. The commission found shocking levels of abuse by the clergy over decades. Pell, supported by bishops as a man of integrity, conceded institutional errors, but denied any sexual offences himself. News from Australia reached the Vatican overnight, and before dawn on the feast day of Saints Peter and Paul, Cardinal Pell released his first statement, saying he'd return home next month to clear his name. Then, early this morning, he spoke to the press.
I'm looking forward, finally, to having my day in court. I'm innocent of these charges. They are false. The whole idea of sexual abuse is abhorrent to me.
E arrivederci.
Pope Francis, who Pell said he'd talk things over with, later presided over Mass in St. Peter's Square. Aussies in the square today wanted God's truth to shine through.
Well, there's been a lot of bad press about Pell in the Australian media. He's not very well liked, and a lot of people were very angry that the church in Australia didn't do enough to cover any of the sex abuse for like many years.
Come home, Cardinal Pell, we know you're not feeling well.
A song by musician Tim Minchin, which pleaded with the ailing cardinal to return to Australia to testify to the Royal Commission went viral last year.
Just do it soon. I hear the tolling of a bell, and it has a Pelion knell. I want to be transparent.
Now, Cardinal George Pell, ordained 51 years ago, is coming home to face his accusers. He will appear before Melbourne Magistrates Court on the 18th of July.
That report from Jonathan Miller of Independent Television News. In Russia, 5 men were found guilty today in the murder of opposition leader Boris Nemtsov in 2015. One was the man who pulled the trigger, a former security officer in the Chechnya region. But Nemtsov's allies say that authorities have done nothing to find out who ordered the killing. President Trump will come face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin next week for the first time since taking office. The White House and the Kremlin announced today that they will meet on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Germany. Meanwhile, Syria and Russia accuse the U.S. today of making baseless allegations that Damascus is preparing a new chemical attack. The White House issued the warning on Tuesday. Today, Syrian state TV called the accusation, quote, devoid of truth. The Russian foreign ministry accused the U.S. of trying to destabilize the Syrian regime.
The goal of it is obvious, to reanimate the theme of so-called crimes of the government and to return the situation in Syria to the same dead end where it has been led by the West, saying that Assad needs to leave. At the same time, it's a provocation for the rebels to commit crimes linked to mass deaths of civilians.
The State Department dismissed the comments from both governments and said there is no doubt the Syrian regime has used chemical weapons in the past. Back in this country, the Federal Bureau of Justice Statistics reports that most hate crimes over the past decade went unreported. That's based on a survey of households. It found that an average of 250,000 hate crimes each year between 2004 and 2015. More than half were not reported, most often because they were handled some other way. The report says that others decided the incidents were not important or they doubted police would do anything. More than 800 firefighters are now battling a northern Arizona wildfire that has scorched almost 39 square miles. Officials said that lighter winds today would help them make progress on the Goodwin fire. Already, evacuations for one small town outside Prescott have been lifted. Major wildfires are also burning in Utah, Southern California, and Washington State. Dozens of employees at the New York Times staged a walkout today against a new round of job cuts. Reporters and editors tweeted pictures of staffers leaving, as well as signs in support of the staff. The newspaper is considering restructuring the newsroom and possibly laying off half of its copy editors. And on Wall Street, technology stocks took another hit and pulled the broader market down. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 167 points to close at 21,287. The Nasdaq fell 90, and the S&P 500 gave up 21. Still to come on the NewsHour, how does President Trump's latest Twitter attack fit the character of the American presidency, and does it matter? ISIS loses its birthplace mosque where it declared a caliphate 3 years ago. Firehouses step up to provide health care for those who need it most, and much more. President Trump's use of Twitter has often brought praise from supporters for reaching out directly to the American people. But Mr. Trump has also managed to spark controversy in 140 characters, and today his tweets prompted some of the harshest criticism yet. Our John Yang has more.
President Donald Trump.
As Mika Brzezinski wrapped up her MSNBC show this morning, President Trump had a few choice words for her and co-host Joe Scarborough. Mr. Trump said the hosts, whom he called low IQ Crazy Mika and Psycho Joe, were speaking badly of him, even though they insisted on joining him at Mar-a-Lago. Mr. Trump added that at the time, Brzezinski was bleeding badly from a facelift. Within minutes, Brzezinski responded, resurrecting the little hands insult that had been directed at the president during the 2016 primaries. Mr. Trump's words ignited a firestorm, even from his Republican allies.
I thought it was inappropriate beneath the office, and not helpful. I wish that he hadn't made the tweet.
I don't see that as an appropriate comment. I think, look, what we're trying to do around here is improve the tone and the civility of the debate, and this obviously doesn't help do that.
Did you see the president's tweets about Mika Brzezinski this morning? Do you have any reaction to that?
Distasteful.
And from Democrats.
This is not acceptable, Mr. President.
Principal Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders insisted the president was just defending himself.
I don't think that it's a surprise to anybody that he fights fire with fire, but he's not going to sit back and be attacked by the liberal media, Hollywood elites, and when they hit him, he's going to hit back.
It recalled Mr. Trump's past comments about women. In 2015, talking about journalist Megyn Kelly, then of Fox News, after she moderated the first Republican debate.
She gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. But she was, in my opinion, she was off base.
Rolling Stone quoted him saying of rival candidate Carly Fiorina, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?" And there was the 2005 Access Hollywood tape.
I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the you can do anything.
Name-calling was a staple of Mr. Trump's campaign.
You know, Lion Ted Cruz came today.
I watched Little Marco.
I would say the co-founder would be crooked Hillary Clinton.
And it continued today as the President of the United States taunted two cable television hosts. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm John Yang.
For more now on the president's comments today and earlier and the implications of what he says publicly, we turn to Matthew Dowd. He is the former chief strategist for President George W. Bush in 2004 and author of A New Way, Embracing the Paradox as We Lead and Serve. And Beverly Gage, she is professor of American history at Yale University. And we welcome both of you back to the NewsHour. Matt Dowd, I'm going to start with you. We know we've seen politicians get into some tough language over the years. How does what we heard from President Trump today on Twitter fit into all that?
Well, we've come a long way from when I worked for George W. Bush in 2000, when he pledged to bring honor and dignity back to the Oval Office and won as that as being part of his platform. Judy, I think this is a bigger problem. First, as you know, in this democracy, in order to have a healthy democracy, we have to get to the common good. But the only way we can get to the common good is if we have a common set of facts, which we don't seem to have today, and we have a common level of decency. And my problem with the president and what happened today and why it, I think, affects the country as a whole is, first, we bring up our kids better than this. We teach them not to do this. We tell them not to do this. It's not the right standard of behavior. But for a president, secondly, for a president, he sets a pattern of behavior for the entire country and what we can expect for how we each other act and how we should be in politics. And third, just from a practical aspect of it, just totally looking at it pragmatically, his behavior in this, in the midst of what he's trying to do on health care and the votes he's trying to get, is incredibly counterproductive. So from all of those avenues, one, from a history of our democracy, it's dependent on a level of decency that doesn't seem to be apparent here. But two, just practically, if he wants to get something done, this makes it harder.
Well, I want to ask you about that latter part in a moment. But Beverly Gage, how does what this president is saying when these kinds of tweets go out, how does it compare to what we've heard from other presidents over time?
Unfortunately, I don't think that American presidents have always lived up to the standard of decency that we have tended to expect of them. But I think presidents before Trump, when those moments happened, they tended to be the exception rather than the rule. So there was a famous moment in 1950 when Harry Truman was president, and a music critic wrote a very critical piece about Truman's daughter, who had just given a singing recital. And Truman fired off this ferocious letter threatening to punch the guy out and telling him that he was a gutter snipe and an idiot. He was going to kick him in the nuts, right? So it was pretty aggressive language. And there was a big reaction to that at the time, a president kind of attacking a private citizen. Many people thought it wasn't dignified, but nobody would have said that this is Harry Truman's mode of being all the time. It was seen as a kind of authentic moment of outrage and not a kind of permanent presidential style.
Matt Dowd, is there a level of dignity that Americans expect expect from a president? I mean, is there a defined or undefined line over which presidents shouldn't go?
Well, the Americans expect our presidents to be human beings, and as imperfect as all of us are. They expect us to make mistakes and all that. But one thing the American public likes is if you make a mistake, you do that, you cross that line that they expect you to behave under, then you apologize, or then you correct that behavior and said you've learned, you're going to do better, you're going to achieve better, and you're going to serve a higher purpose in that. Let's keep in mind that Donald Trump didn't win because of himself. He won in spite of himself. A quarter of his voters voted for Donald Trump, believing he was not presidential and he did not have the temperament. But they had hope that he would grow into the office and become more presidential. That does not seem to have happened, and I don't think it will happen for a 71-year-old man.
And Beverly, you know, apropos of what Matt just said and what you said a moment ago, clearly there are moments when presidents have grown angry, they've been upset because they've been criticized. So is there some kind of standard, written or otherwise, for how a president is to speak to the American people?
I don't think there's a written standard, but I think up until this moment there have been some sort of accepted norms that the president in particular on the campaign trail, it's one thing, right? That is a place where people attack each other when you have differences of opinion or maybe even personal attacks in that venue. It's sort of expected. There, Trump took it to a new level as well, I think. But when you are the president, the idea that you cannot rise to the office, that you would attack private citizens, I think that that's something that a lot of people find troubling and sort of unworthy of the office.
Matt Dowd, clearly this was part and parcel of the president lashing out at the news media. He was reacting to, I guess, some of the conversation this morning on that program on cable news. But what is it that the president, in any way, does this further the agenda of the president? You mentioned a minute ago his health care plan, the fact that he is trying to get this health care plan through the Senate, through the Congress, and this takes all the attention away from that.
Well, I think attributing every time Donald Trump does this, President Trump does this, people attribute some grand strategy. I think what the president really has is a lack of impulse control. He's done this throughout, and it's actually hurt him in the process. He won the election, but as I said, he won it in spite of himself. Keep in mind, Judy, that there's three key votes that are needed in the health care plan. Shelley Moore Capito, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins. And he attacks a woman basically in a sexist way. You can't argue any otherwise in the midst of this, a woman who serves as an anchor on a television program. None of that is going to be helpful in getting those votes. So I think it's counterproductive, but anybody that goes to Donald Trump, first of all, nobody seems like they go to Donald Trump to correct his behavior, but anybody that goes to Donald Trump would have to make the argument, this doesn't help you. I don't think Donald Trump cares.
Beverly Gage, does history show that Americans are forgiving of a president when they, I don't know, go off the rails, or however you want to describe this?
Well, I think Americans have often warmed to a kind of pugilistic style. So Trump is not the first president to kind of marshal this hyper-masculinity, right? You think of someone like Theodore Roosevelt bringing wrestlers into the White House, et cetera, or even a figure like Ronald Reagan, who we tend to have a much more benign view of now, but actually could be quite aggressive in his rhetoric. I think what's different for Trump is that he is specifically demeaning women, and he's demeaning particular women. It's hard to see how that is going to be of benefit to him. On the other hand, I do think the record is that often this has worked as a kind of form of entertainment. I mean, certainly it's one of the things that people liked about Teddy Roosevelt, this kind of man who wasn't going to take it from anyone. So unfortunately, I don't think it's clear that this is going to be something that there's a lot of incentive to stop.
Matt, what does this mean for the president and his allies in the Republican Party?
Well, I'm just going to, one response is yes, the American public loves a fighter, but they want a fighter that's fighting on their behalf, not on their own behalf. So he has not connected the dots, and these tweets are no connection. As we talked about, it's going to actually make it worse for him to achieve any legislative platform as opposed to better. So there's no connection in fighting on Americans' behalf. I think you saw today, and as your piece laid out, is Republicans are upset about this. They've grown weary of this. They know it's made it much more difficult on them. And I think as his numbers, as his approval numbers, numbers continue to drop. They're at the lowest level of any president in their first term or in any term at this point without a scandal involved. I think it makes it much harder, and it sets up a problem for the midterm elections in 2018. And I think all of that Republicans are nervous about.
But quickly, Matt, they are still sticking with him for the most part, aren't they?
For the most part, and I think that's one of the frustrations by many of us. I think you can say, oh, just discount his words and all that. At some point, they're going to have to hold Donald Trump's feet to the fire, and they can do that. Senators can do that, and House members can do that. They can basically say, we're not going to pass an appointment, we're not going to pass legislation until you correct your behavior. There's no way right now we know, or there's no evidence that we have that they're willing to do that, but that's in the end what they have control over.
But you're right, we have not seen that yet. Matthew Dowd, Beverly Gage, we thank you both.
Thanks.
The battle for the largest city held by ISIS appears close to being over. Iraqi government forces captured an ancient landmark in the old city of Mosul today, a significant symbolic victory. The militants now hold very little territory in the city, once home to 1.5 million Iraqis. William Brangham reports.
For Iraqi forces, it's clearly a major victory after months of block-by-block fighting. They've recaptured western Mosul's Al-Nouri Mosque compound and what remains of its 12th century minaret.
We stormed the area in the early hours of the morning from different directions. We stormed the mosque and secured the area, and operations are going on to fully clear and search the area.
The compound was blown up by ISIS fighters last week as they retreated, but that did little to diminish the symbolism of today's events. In a statement, Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi said it marks the end of the ISIS state of falsehood. In July 2014, the ISIS leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, stood in the Al-Nouri Mosque just weeks after his forces seized the city and announced the formation of a so-called caliphate across much of Iraq and Syria.
God has granted your brothers, the Mujahideen, victory and a conquest after years of patience and holy struggle, and enabled them to achieve their objective.
There have been recent claims from the Russians and the Iranians that al-Baghdadi has been killed, but the U.S. hasn't confirmed that. Now, his group holds less than 1 square mile of territory in the western half of the city. Part of Mosul's old city remains under ISIS control, as does a key nearby hospital complex. U.S. Army Colonel Ryan Dillon is a spokesman for the coalition that's supporting Iraqi forces, the ISF.
The old city still remains a difficult, dense, suffocating fight. Tight alleyways with booby traps, civilians, and ISIS fighters around every corner make the ISF's advance extremely challenging.
Last October, Iraqi units and their allies opened the campaign to retake Mosul and captured the eastern half of the city by late January. The assault on western Mosul began in February. Even now, it's believed thousands of people are still trapped there.
Yes, there are many families still there, hundreds of families, all around. It's miserable. There is no bread or water at all.
These months of battle have displaced more than 850,000 people. Hundreds arrived today at a processing center run by Iraqi forces as they attempted to flee for refugee camps. Military trucks carried men, women, and children out as others tried to make their way back in to newly reclaimed areas.
Our neighborhood was liberated more than 3 months ago. We fled even before the liberation of our neighborhood, and ISIS was chasing us from house to house.
Meanwhile, in Syria, U.S.-backed Kurdish fighters have seized the last road into Raqqa, the Islamic State's self-proclaimed capital. The Syrian Democratic Forces are now in control of all major routes into the city. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm William Brangham.
Now, a healthcare story about providing help to those who need it most, even as the debate over replacing the Affordable Care Act continues. One California city has come up with an innovative solution to an intractable problem. Special correspondent Kathleen McCleary reports from Alameda County.
On the south edge of the city of Hayward sits a neighborhood with especially high rates of poverty, unemployment, and violent crime. People are sicker, too. Many suffer from diabetes, obesity, asthma, and other ailments. Options for care here are limited. There's just one hospital, and few doctors welcome Medicaid patients. Some call it a healthcare desert.
South Hayward is a poster child for lack of access to primary care.
When Alex Briscoe was with Alameda County Healthcare Services, he was agency director for 6 years. He hunted for ways to improve access to care. In 2009, as he coped with the swine flu or H1N1 epidemic, Briscoe had a light bulb moment.
Firefighters joined our public health nurses and many other providers, and we very successfully vaccinated and immunized hundreds of thousands of people.
Airway aids, endotracheal tubes.
Briscoe wondered if firefighters' skills as trained paramedics could help solve another piece of the healthcare puzzle.
This H1N1 experience, combined with our already robust relationship with fire on the EMS system, kind of was like peanut butter and chocolate. Do these two ideas go together, and is there a way for us to use this already existing resource and pre-existing trust as well?
Trust because approval ratings for firefighters far exceed other public servants. That got officials here thinking about how to leverage manpower and location.
Hey, Hannah.
Hey. Christelle Acasio runs special projects for the county agency.
Fire stations, firefighters are strategically located in every community. So we saw this as an existing but perhaps untapped resource to serve our patient population. Around the fire station, there is a concentration of low-income residents.
When Acasio examined data about that population, she discovered that the neediest area was just where the county planned to build a new fire station.
And what we can see in this map is that in Hayward, in particular in South Hayward, that the concentration of avoidable emergency department visits is 1.5 times or greater the county rate.
County health officials seized the chance to collaborate with the city, a community health center, and an architectural firm to design and build two structures on the same campus. They opened in late 2015.
The clinic's right in front of us and the fire station right here.
Yeah. Same style, they look integrated, and basically taking advantage of that sort of known trust and location.
Fire Chief Garrett Contreras was a supporter from the start.
Upwards of 70% of our 911 calls in the Hayward Fire Department are for medical emergencies. Some of these more routine type medical problems can be treated at a much lower cost setting and keep the emergency room beds available for our most critical patients.
Reducing the number of transports to the ER is one way to measure this one.
Because we've delivered 6,000 urgent care, convenient care visits here, those are visits that didn't go to the ER.
Success, says David B. Vliet, CEO of the Tiburcio Vasquez Health Center, which runs 8 community clinics, including.
So right away we know we've kept that volume out of the emergency room.
But not everything went according to plan.
Initially, what we wanted the firefighters to do was that we could possibly dedicate a couple paramedics to actually work in the clinic.
That idea was quickly squelched by the California Nurses Association. Karen Rothblatt has been a nurse for 30 years.
You wouldn't want me to come and respond to you in that critical first moment. Not what my training's about. Same, turn that around. I think you could say that a paramedic hasn't been trained to do what a nurse has been trained to do. So why would you have them do that? I think you would be putting people at risk.
My first thought is the Family Feud sound. Look, no nurse would say that while a paramedic is tracheing them or starting an IV line. Paramedics are highly trained and highly skilled, and I think that they can do far more than what they're currently doing. If we remember that the point of our healthcare delivery system is to serve people, not to protect healthcare market share.
Well, I find that insulting, actually. There are jobs out there for nurses. It's not about that. You know, it's really, really about making sure that that clinic really functions in a way that is best for the patients that arrive there.
Can I listen to your heart and lungs and do an examination of your abdomen?
At the clinic, patients are seen by a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant. No doctor is on staff yet, but they say they're hiring one soon. Firefighters are close by if the clinic needs life-saving care for heart attacks, strokes, or to get patients to a fully staffed emergency room. And proximity promotes communication, too. Those in the field, like Captain LaShawn Ernest, encourage people to use the clinic.
We go on a lot of calls where we can make a determination where someone who doesn't necessarily need to go to the emergency room to tax the system for something, say, for a stub toe. Well, this is someone that could probably use the clinic. Well, did you know the clinic was right next door to the firehouse? Well, no, I didn't know that. Okay, well, you know, maybe I'm fine right now. I don't need to go to the hospital. I have my mother drive me tomorrow to the clinic.
I'll just need to borrow one of your arms, please.
Tina Greaves lost her insurance after an on-the-job injury as a long-distance trucker. For her, the location, next to the fire station, is convenient.
I don't have a vehicle, which is unusual for somebody in California. This one is just seriously within walking distance if I'm doing good, or a 15-minute bus ride. So it's in a perfect location.
Greaves, like most treated in this clinic, qualifies for Medicaid. More than 120,000 people in Alameda County were added to the rolls with the passage of the Affordable Care Act.
The uncertainty over health care in Washington is causing worry here in South Hayward. Cuts to Medicaid could reduce a key funding stream for this clinic, keeping it from being self-sustaining in the coming years. And that's a concern for providers and patients alike.
And I wouldn't be covered by the new bill. That's all there is to it. And it's just like, holy dirty word. So it's an uncertainty, and it's scary.
Ultimately, it means that more folks cannot be seen in a health center like this and would not have a paying source in order to do that.
The partnership of firefighters and healthcare workers is a first for California.
The attempt to bridge the 911 system and the primary care system, I think that's a unique experiment.
I do believe it can be a model. I do believe it will be, can be repeated. It's not easy, not so easy to do, to get multiple governmental agencies to work together, drop the boundaries, drop the egos, drop the who said what, who's doing what, who's getting credit for anything, and just do it because it's the right thing to do and an improved service to the community.
I'm Kathleen McCleary for the PBS NewsHour in Hayward, California.
Stay with us. Coming up on the NewsHour, why a deadly disaster is bringing to light the problem of gas and oil wells near homes. And journalist Ann Friedman gives her brief but spectacular take on finding her voice. But first, a key part of President Trump's campaign was pledging to restore prosperity and to ease the anxiety for those left behind by globalization. Income inequality was a problem during President Obama's tenure, too. The trend began well before either man took office, and the widening gap here is connected to growth in other parts of the world. Our economics correspondent Paul Salman has been exploring those trends, and it's the focus of his weekly segment, Making Sense.
The good news is that people that are around this point A, like 1/3 of the global population, have done really quite well.
At the City University of New York Graduate Center, economist Branko Milanovic. And the hottest curve in economics right now, charting the climb of 1 billion out of poverty and explaining the rise of China, the rise of populism in Europe, the rise of Donald Trump. And thanks to its pachydermal profile and Twitter, it has an almost unforgettable name, the elephant chart.
I remember in June 2012, the first time that I saw what later became the elephant chart, I was immediately struck because I thought, well, that's exactly what we all knew.
And what is it that we knew?
Well, we knew that China and large groups of people in Asia who are not very rich compared to the Americans have done very well. We knew that the lower and middle class Americans and Japanese and Germans have not done well. And then we also knew that the top 1% in the rich countries have done well.
Now, at the risk of dumboing this down, let's take the elephant chart from tail to tusk. For that, we have to head into the wild blue yonder of my producer's basement. On the bottom, the horizontal axis is the entire world population, arranged by their incomes back in 1988. poorest over here on the left, the richest to the right. Just past the middle, at about the 55th percentile, a family of 4 with $3,000 a year after-tax income. A middle-class U.S. family taking home $30,000 a year would land about here, at the 80th percentile. And in 1988, $160,000 of after-tax income would have lifted you into the global 1%. On the vertical axis, going from bottom to top, is how much income grew in percentage terms over 20 years, from 1988 to 2008. The two winning groups, the fabled 1%, and those in the middle of the income distribution. As for the poorest, they had about a 10% rise.
If they started with like $2 a day, now they have $2.3 a day.
But now, what this story is telling us is here, at the middle of the income distribution globally,
right.
Those people have almost doubled their income in real terms after taxes.
After taxes, yeah. And as you can see, this is not a small group of people. So we are talking about people from the 40th percentile to the 70th. So this is almost like 1/3 of the global population who have done really quite well.
And who are we talking about here? These are the Indians in Bangalore, the Brazilian middle class, the South Koreans, the Chinese who flocked from the countryside to the cities.
There was a large chunk of people, 2.5 billion, who have done extremely well.
And those are the people up at the top of the back of the elephant.
Top of the back of the elephant. So basically what is called the resurgent Asia.
Resurgent Asia indeed. Now, you may have seen one of the most popular TED Talks of all time.
Income per person on this axis instead. Poor down here, rich up there.
The late, great Hans Rosling depicting this phenomenon in his own inimitably graphic way.
You see, China under foreign domination actually lowered their income and came down to the Indian level here, whereas UK and United States is getting richer and richer, and after the Second World War, United States is richer than UK. But independence is coming here, growth is starting, economic reform, growth is faster.
So the good news is that income inequality has, from a global perspective, gone down, as the incomes in the developing world rise, catching up with incomes in the developed world. And that's a point the elephant chart is often used to make. But perhaps the chart's most memorable message of the moment is the crisis of inequality in the very well-developed world, the hollowing out of the middle class in France, the United Kingdom, and especially the United States of America. Here, at incomes of about $20,000 to $100,000 a year, inflation adjusted, there's been negligible income growth for decades. Once you get to the 70th percentile, so you're the richest 30% of the world's income distribution, falls off a cliff.
True. These were really people who are generally dissatisfied with their economic position and who feel threatened by migration and who feel threatened by lack of jobs or insecurity of jobs. And you look at actually who are voting for Le Pen in France, who voted for Brexit and Trump, we saw that this sort of a growth of right-wing populism is driven on the one hand by this insecurity of jobs, which is a result of globalization, and by migration, which is also part and parcel of globalization.
And globalization was supposed to be win-win for everyone, wasn't it?
One thing was promised to them essentially with globalization, they will all get better off, and then gradually they see that their wages are stagnant, and they've been stagnant for 25 years.
The rich get richer, the trunk of the elephant tilted skyward.
And then, of course, you look backwards, and then you see that these people might be catching up to you.
Right. Because they actually are coming on a big tide, like a wave, then really your relative position is going to really slide down quite quickly.
And so we end with the jumbo takeaway, that while a rising middle class in the developing world has been narrowing global inequality for decades, the story's been just the opposite closer to home, and fueling a reaction as radical as it is understandable. For the PBS NewsHour, this is economics correspondent Paul Solman, reporting from the City University of New York and my producer's basement.
And we're just glad you're safe, Paul. And there's more of Paul's conversation with economist Branko Milanovic on our website. You can find it at pbs.org/newshour. Colorado is taking a close look at all oil and gas operations across the state. That follows a fatal explosion in April at the home in the Denver suburb of Firestone caused by a leaking underground gas line. Tomorrow is the deadline set by the governor for companies to complete inspection of oil and gas lines, all near homes and businesses. The accident has revived the debate over how drilling can coexist with growing suburban development. Dan Boyce with Public Media's Inside Energy reports.
I don't have the vocabulary to describe it. It was just a massive, massive explosion.
Firestone resident Gail Mertz was in her backyard when it happened. But neighbors inside their homes felt it too.
Like our whole house shook and jumped.
One single blast leveled the Martinez home over on Twilight Avenue. As the home began burning, parents, including Laura Goodwin, grabbed up their children and evacuated.
And really, we thought that we weren't going back.
The blast killed Mark Martinez and his brother-in-law, Joey Irwin. Martinez's wife, Erin, was hospitalized with serious injuries. Following the explosion, Anadarko Petroleum, Colorado's largest oil producer, announced it had voluntarily shut down 3,000 nearby wells. Within another week, Firestone Fire Chief Ted Posiewak confirmed the swirling rumors the explosion was caused by gas that entered the home through the basement.
Due to a cut, abandoned line attached to an oil and gas well in the vicinity.
Basically, odorless gas seeped in through the basement, and the family had no idea. It was from a well 178 feet from the Martinez home. It's not an uncommon sight in northern Colorado and other parts of the country, such as Texas and Pennsylvania. Surging populations leading to the construction of new homes near and on top of land previously the domain of the oil industry. The collision of those two sectors has led to political uproar in Colorado over the last few years. Communities banning drilling, judges throwing out those bans. State law now requires new oil wells be drilled at least 500 feet from homes. But Lisa McKenzie, a professor at the University of Colorado School of Public Health, has been researching this for years. And she says it's not drilling new wells near homes that's the only problem.
It was actually more common for the homes to be built near where an oil and gas well already existed.
In fact, Inside Energy Analysis has found between 2010 and 2015, the number of people living in areas with more than 10 wells per square mile increased by nearly 50,000 people in Colorado, most noticeably along the Front Range north of Denver. And while the state mandates that 500-foot setback for new wells, there's no state regulation for how far new homes must be constructed from already existing oil wells. Laura Goodwin says she bought her home with the understanding that utilities and oil and gas companies were doing everything they could to protect nearby families.
That's why they get to drill. That's why they get the oil. That's why they get the permits, is because they are supposed to keep the people around it safe. And they didn't do it.
In the wake of the explosion, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper ordered oil companies inspect all underground oil and gas lines within 1,000 feet of occupied buildings. He says this all used to be open farmland, and the location of underground oil and gas pipes was known only to the oil companies and the property owners.
But now we can see that sometimes that property gets sold, and next thing you know, you're building a housing development. How can we not know where the flow lines are and have a map and a record of them?
Hickenlooper expects GPS data provided by oil companies through the required inspections should allow the state to provide a comprehensive map of all flow lines for the first time. Anadarko owns the leaking well responsible for the explosion. They're holding community meetings and now offering free gas detectors to any home in the neighborhood as a way to calm fears. Still, that hasn't stopped about 100 of these homeowners from launching lawsuits against the oil company, as well as the developer and builder of the Martinez home. Anadarko turned down our interview requests, but Colorado Oil and Gas Association President Dan Haley says as tragic as this accident is, the public can still feel confident in his industry.
We have been operating in Colorado for longer than we've been a state, more than 100 years. We have drilled tens of thousands of wells. We have logged millions of man-hours out in the field working, and it is a safe industry. It is not to excuse what happened. It is not to forget or pretend that 2 people didn't die. They did. We need to do all we can to make sure this does not happen again.
Some Colorado lawmakers are now calling for much larger distances between homes and wells, something still staunchly opposed by industry. And speak to home builders. They say setbacks like that are just not practical. Gregory Miedema works with a local home builders trade association. He says with all the wells, 54,000 active wells statewide, you can't really go somewhere where you're not building next to one.
I mean, quite frankly, you have to be prudent and safe about your distances, but you can't. I mean, if you were to rule out all the land that were next to a well, you'd rule it all out.
He says he's not against any setbacks, but the more land you rule out, the more you raise housing prices on what's left. That's the last thing Colorado needs. Prices around here are already rising at some of the fastest rates in the country. At least for now, there's still plenty of demand for new housing in the area. In fact, if you look right behind the site of the explosion, you could see construction of a brand new apartment complex with nearly 300 units. But leaking gas lines are not the only hazard. And just 5 weeks after the explosion,
and we start with breaking news. Explosion and fire at an oil and gas site, once again rocking Weld County.
Less than 4 miles away from the Martinez home, an Anadarko-owned oil tank burst into flames. It happened during a maintenance check. This explosion killed 1 worker and injured 3 others. The oil and gas industry can be hazardous. 42 deaths nationwide from fires and explosions between 2010 and 2014. But a house explosion raises whole new fears. And now it's up to the state regulators and oil companies to do whatever they can to make these residents feel safe again in their homes.
There you go.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Dan Boyce in Firestone, Colorado.
Next, our brief but spectacular series where we ask interesting people to describe their passions. Tonight, journalist Ann Friedman, co-host of the podcast Call Your Girlfriend, explores why it's important to find your own voice.
Women are frequently asked to couch their opinions in a lot of filler words, which is why I find it so interesting that we are simultaneously seen as unserious when we use phrases like, you know, or like. Because frankly, if you say things directly without a lot of, well, you know what I think, sort of padding around them, it's difficult for both men and women to hear. I don't think it's just men that have a hard time hearing direct, especially criticism when it's coming from a woman. Knowing it doesn't really change the fact that, like, in the real world, women have to do a lot more emotional labor to convey their opinions and decisions and ideas. Yes! I'm one of those boring people who has only wanted to do one thing for my entire life, which is be a journalist. It's pretty impossible to equip someone for a 10-year-plus career in media right now. You're gonna get fired or laid off at some point. It will happen. And you probably are gonna have to learn a bunch of new skills. You probably are gonna have to come to terms with the fact that you're not only gonna write long-form magazine articles in the style of 1960s Esquire. I did not wake up one day and say, you know what, I should have a podcast. I have a good friend here named Gina Delvac. She had said for a long time to me and to my friend Aminatou Sow, hey, you guys have a great chemistry, you would be great podcast co-hosts. I think it was somewhere around when we came up with the name. Call your girlfriend. It's time you had the talk. I guess we just create a fun, safe place for ourselves and discuss the things that we are interested in. And turns out that a lot of other women are interested in those things too. Voice is one of those things that when you talk about it in a classroom or with a group of writers can feel really big and abstract. I think when I was earlier in my career, I had more doubts about my validity as a writer and a journalist, and I made more effort to copy the tone of the places that I was writing for, in as much as they had an institutional tone. And the longer that I've been working and the more I feel confident in my opinions or my reporting or frankly like my career and my place in the world, it gets easier to write the way that I speak. If someone can't hear the substance of what I'm saying because of the tone I say it with or because of the little filler words that I use, which P.S. men use too, we all use, then that's their problem. My name is Ann Friedman, and this is my brief but spectacular take on finding your voice in journalism.
So just say it. That's the message. You can watch additional brief but spectacular episodes on our website, pbs.org/newshour/brief. On the NewsHour Online right now, 2 decades since her critically acclaimed first novel, The God of Small Things, Indian writer Arundhati Roy is out with another work of fiction. She offers insight into her new book, as well as the social and political backdrop in her country. That and more is on our website, pbs.org/newshour. And that is the NewsHour for tonight. I'm Judy Woodruff. Join us online and again here tomorrow evening with Mark Shields and David Brooks. For all of us at the PBS NewsHour, thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by BNSF Railway and with the ongoing support of these institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.